980. This thing is super fun for small kind of wind swell. Really easy, again, that real positive front foot pressure, so you feel it kind of builds confidence, makes it really stable. Got HPS 980 today, progressive 350 tail, 90 mast, and 643 fuse. I think it's a ultra source. But real positive on the front foot, and so like tracking, driving's easy. Also, when you come to the bottom of the swell, you don't like bottom out, you know, because it's pushing back on you. Does have like a distinct top speed, a little bit of humming and stuff, but like you get to a top speed and that's it, you know, which is fine. But you know, not too turny either. You got to really kind of push into it to get it to turn. But overall, like just super fun and easy, and you know, confidence building. So stoked on the 980 HPS. Final test for the day. HA 1125. Got the chain 13.5 on the back. It's closest to the 350 progressive. The size actually looks like the progressive. They just kind of ripped it off. Size wise, HA 1125 is a little bit bigger than the 999. 999's 1035. This is 1125, so a little bit bigger. So I'm also using the 70 fuse. I've been using the 70 fuse a lot, so it's kind of just so stable. Let's try it out. Out here on the 1125 with the cane tail, so it'll be kind of like that progressive 350. Put 70 fuse on, 85 mast. I've been running the 70 fuse. Really night and day faster on the 1125. It's just so much smoother and quicker through the water. The main area it's quicker is rail to rail, like that. Art is really nice. It just has the 999 has a lot of front foot kick, like so much pressure on the front foot, and I got the mast all the way back, which is fine. It's a nice place, but because the mast farther back, you don't get that side-to-side turning. I think it's got to do with the wings too, but you don't get that side-to-side turning as much. You know, this Army-like thing is really quick. Army definitely, the 1125 feels a lot of the. You feel more of the surface chop, but just sportier. You'll feel everything more. I found it actually easier to get on foil with 1125. It just kind of has a little smoother progression on the foil. So, you know, I've ridden the Armstrong 1125 a lot more, obviously, and so I need to put a bunch more time in that 999. It's a great wing. It's a great high aspect wing for people that are used to that front foot kick, as well as someone who wants that kind of more locked in, not rail to rail locked in. It doesn't turn quick, but just that more like kind of stable, high aspect ride. A little more control, not as much top speed, not as much performance, but really cool to ride these things back to back, and it's just a freaking beautiful day out here. Loving it. Whew. Man, that was a long session. Traded a bunch of wings today, trying out that Axis gear. Started out on HPS 980, then went HPS 930, then went ART 999, and then went Armstrong HA 1125 for kind of baseline. But rigging today is on the ocean, kind of small waves, just out riding some swell on the outside. Rode the Progressive 350 tail, black, what's that thing called? Short 643 fuse, 90 centimeter aluminum mast on the rigging. So kept basically all that stuff the same, and then went, and then I was riding the Sling Wing V3 3.5. Such a fun wing, man. It's so easy. It works so well. So start with the HPS 980. It was a little lighter breeze, but still kind of 20 plus. And that wing is really super fun. I think for winging, that's going to be a great seller for us for the Axis gear. It's just really simple, just easy to ride. Nice, smooth progression on the front, on the foil. You know, it's not, none of the Axis gear so far I found is that turny, but you know, get on the swell and it would just kind of glide easy. Drop the wing, turn, you know, kind of slow cruisy ride, but it just sticks with the swell, you know, just cruises really, really nicely. It's performance enough that, you know, you can go fast and feel sporty, but it's also not like hard to ride, you know, it's not as hard to ride as like the ART is. 930, definitely a lot better rail to rail, turning, quick, responsive. I mean, I'm not, let me take it back. It's not quick and responsive, but it's quicker than the 980, but really fun. It, you know, like for my ability level, turns fine and gives you a lot of confidence. It turns with the HPS line, a lot of confidence because you do have that front foot push, so you don't get any wonk or anything through the turns, like through a piece of chop. So you just kind of like real smooth turns through all of them. Better speed, better turning, a little harder to catch the smaller bumps than on the 930, but overall really super fun. Definitely loved it. Decent on wind, you know, kind of good all around riding. ART 999, different breed. This thing is a lot different. It's a ton of front foot kick. I mean, I was riding the mast on the 1.5, and it has this ART 999 has a lot more kick than even the 980 HPS in the front foot. So it's not the easiest foil to get started. Like once I was on foil, the mast, I could move it back you know, half a centimeter and it'll be kind of in a better spot, but I could just bump my feet forward a little bit to compensate for that, you know, so I could feel. And it definitely is not easy to get on foil because it has a lot of front foot kick. It you know, has a lower stall speed. Like I was stalling, but you're kind of like stuck in this like angled position, and it's like you know, it doesn't drop out on you like just capitate boom, the floor drops out on you, but it holds you up there. But it takes a lot of effort to get going, and once you're going, it rides pretty well. It's definitely a lot quicker than the HPS. Like immediately just shot out of a cannon, and it's not very turny, but it doesn't have that like HA locked in terrible feel that a lot of HAs have. It's just like it's going this direction. It can turn it, but it wants to kind of roll. It wants to roll and kind of do kind of bigger arcing turns. Pump's nice, you know, pretty nice glide. A little more glide than the HPS line. Overall, for winging, I like the HPS a lot better. You know, I like the HPS a lot better. You do get more glide. Just because the HPS was easier, you know, it's kind of easier to ride, turn a little better, I thought, and you know, the angle of attack upwind is a little better on the ART. ART is fun. I could see why people are really into it, but I preferred, you know, first sessions HPS. I wanted to try the Armstrong 1125 because I've used it a bunch. Measured it out. You know, I put the 70. I've been riding the Armstrong with the 70 fuse. I put the Kane 13.5 tail on the back because that, you can see they're really similar to the Progressive tail. You know, as far as size, width, everything, these two tails were the closest that I had. The 70 fuse is a little longer in total length. Sorry, I got cut off there. So 90 centimeter mast. It's a touch longer in total length than the 95 mast when you do that. Size-wise, you can see the shape and size difference. You know, it's the HA 1125 is a touch bigger, different, totally different beast and ride and feel. You know, the HA 1125, I'm riding it farther forward in the track at like 4 positions instead of 1 on the Armstrong board with the Axis. it's really, I mean, the 1125 is actually easier to get on foil because it don't have that big front foot kick, so it just kind of slides and glides up onto foil. The main difference is that the 1125 doesn't have that side-to-side stability that the ART has. The ART has like more like side-to-side stability. The 1125 wants to go. It wants to turn. Like, this thing is really, really turny. You don't realize how turny it is until you get, you know, on something that's very similar and stiffer. So my first impression was that the Armstrong 1125 versus the ART 999 is a lot higher performance of a foil. A little easier to get on the 1125, but the 1125 is a lot higher performance. Turns better, goes faster, upwind is a lot, you know, higher pointing upwind. It's just, you know, while you're actually riding waves, it's a little more technical to ride. You're feeling a little more of the surface tension. It's just a totally different feel. So that ART is kind of like, if you're used to that front foot, which is going to take me a little time to get used to, but I will, it's just a little more locked in, cruisy, easier feel. You're not hitting those real high top speeds. 1125, like, thing just absolutely cooks. And yeah, just very different feel, more performance. You know, obviously full carbon rig. You know, I'm comparing aluminum mass to carbon mass, so I'll do the comparison of the Axis carbon mass in a little bit. But you know, the whole Armstrong rig is a little lighter because of the full carbon rig. So, you know, not one better or worse. I prefer the Armstrong at this point compared to the ART, just because I've ridden it more and I like that performance. The ART was, you know, it's good, but if I was going in this range for my sessions today, HPS was definitely the ticket. Those things are really fun and just confidence building. Like, they're just super easy. Like, I felt totally in control the whole session on the HPS, which is great. You know, I love that. I love that confidence building experience. I can't wait to try these against some of the HS series, because the HPS Axis, you know, I think will go up well against the Armstrong HS series. So I'll do some back-to-back comparisons of those things too, and really get a good feel for it. So that's it. Thanks for checking in. If you got more questions, give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. Reach out online, realwatersports.com.